on here and acknowledge the fact that this is the least important day in history. My birthday. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. It's not so bad. Um, I was born on the day the Columbia ship crashed into the atmosphere. So that's pretty cool. That's not. That's not anti. That's not non-history, right? That's a history thing. Um, I don't know. I am officially almost 40 now, getting up there with the numbers, and kind of wild. I never in my life thought I'd make it to 15 years ago, even. Never been one to concern myself much about the future. Always lived in the now. That has its downsides. So does worrying about things all the time, you know? So, I don't know. Was this my best year? No. But it also wasn't my worst year. It's not my worst birthday either. I've spent more than a few birthdays in jail. And most likely by intent. Someone's intent, you know. But, things could be a lot worse for me personally, and things outside of myself could be a lot better. The, the most recent incident in American history is proving to open at least a couple of minds are changed now, or at least thinking better, realizing what it is, what it's about, what's really going on in the world, because it's not just America. The people who own the money and the property are scrambling and collaborating to keep regular people underfoot. Don't want to work to enrich already rich lives, and to just suffer and die. You work 40 hours a week, you're separated from your family more than you should be. And it's weird to say that because I'm also separated from my family more than I should be. I don't work 40 hours a week. I develop skills that I would be able to work on my own time. Or as necessary. Like if I do have to work during a time where like normal people are available and awake, it's to do something important, So, uh, but I mean, I haven't had. Ooh, but roast me, daddy. First of all, I have a child. Don't call me daddy. It's most dope. I can't really see the picture, but someone who says roast me daddy to me feels like somebody who knows me personally. And so, uh, hey, thanks for being here. Just, that's it. Just don't call me daddy. I'm not gonna roast you. Um, unless you, hey, you donate $5, I'll roast anybody. You send $5 to my PayPal. If I get the email notification, I'll roast anybody for it. I need money. But no, I don't know. I was just talking about like the kind of jobs that I've done, the skills that I've developed, such as like graphic and web design. It's all stuff that I could do whenever I want. Comedy basically is not going to interrupt any family time, you know. Appreciate the comment. It's a good one. I had a girl hit me up on Facebook one time. She said, "I got cancer. I'm gonna die. Can you roast me?" And I did. Yeah, I'll do that for free. You know, if you can confirm that you have cancer and will probably die. Yeah, that really happened. That actually happened. It was weird. But I did it. You know, I never actually checked up to see because I just take people at their word. She said she had like a couple weeks left, and the honor if I roasted her, I roasted her, and that was that. She liked it. She laughed. Well, she LOL'd in the DMs, so I assume she laughed. That was pretty. That was what's my craziest high story adventure? Um, well, all right. I've had more than a few. And to say craziest would depends on who you're asking. And also my kid watches this channel sometimes. Maybe I think she's one of the people who comes down everything that I post. And I don't blame her. You know. Um, no, not disregard. We can. I mean, she's almost old. She's close to old enough. She's like right there, like right there to you know. Plus, it's been. I am of the mind that you don't really hide any. I wouldn't. If it was up to me, my kid wouldn't have believed in Santa Claus. If it was up to me, um, like I don't believe in lying to kids. I don't believe in not swearing in front of kids. I don't. So what I consider family friendly is not what has been considered family friendly throughout. Because when these things say parental discretion or parental advisory, I did everything with my dad. So he explained stuff to me, which is what you're supposed to do. You're not just supposed to let your kid go crazy on Netflix on a full access account. You know, I get that because there's context and there are adult situations that, you know, but I also when I was a kid, I hated being treated like a kid. I hated being treated like I couldn't understand things. So, I mean, I mean, you gotta, you can't just, yeah, I don't know. So I wouldn't hide anything from my kid. I don't think people should hide things from their kids. But, um, people are weird. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't make the rules. I just showed up here one day and I've been chilling, trying figuring it out since. I don't know. I just didn't. I never asked to be here. I didn't know anyone when I showed up. I wasn't invited. I mean, technically, maybe you might consider I was invited by these two people who left as soon as I got there. Didn't even. Yeah. Well, welcome to the party, Brandon. We're out. But fuck. Yeah. I don't know. I never asked to be here, and nobody asked me to be here except for the two people. What's the joke in stand up that got you noticed or pushed your career further? I really couldn't tell you, uh, except for a lot of comedians told me that they like my toilet paper joke. And when I say a lot, I mean like at least four. and but also those same people hate my mom bike joke and wish I wouldn't tell it. And I feel like that's my opener. That introduces me to a T pretty well. I don't know if I can drop that, but I just so that's one of the problems that I have is that Marv noticed is he said, Brandon, you don't even know why you're funny, and I don't know why I'm funny. I don't know. And I was thinking about that actually today. Is I don't it's because I wasn't raised. It's because I was not raised. Most people were either raised right or raised wrong, and there you can figure that out just by talking to them for a few minutes. But I was not raised at all. I made it to like 9 years old with my dad. Well, okay, so my mom and my dad, my mom left when I was 4, and then I got taken by the state when I was 9. So I lived with my dad for like 5 years, and he beat the shit out of me the whole time. For just just because sometimes, not always. Sometimes it was because I'm a dick, a very hard person to convince to do something that I do not want to do. But there's no excuse to hit a child. I don't understand that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I wasn't like raised. I had to figure life out all by myself, like how to be a person and stuff too. Um, so I didn't have a role model or any examples of what to. Yeah, and um, then I came back. They released me from state custody because they told me my social worker said to me when I was 13. They said, "Okay, so here's the problem: is you're not like a bad kid, so we can't just put you in training school. But you're also not a very good kid. You're kind of a dick, and you make problems because I wasn't taking my pills. Or they were trying to prescribe. They would try. There's certain staff members would try to force me to take drugs, or would slam me to the ground because I said something they don't like, and I would resist. I, I'm allowed to say things, and you're not allowed to put your hands on me because you don't like the things that I'm saying. Not how that works. And so they would assault me, and I would resist. There was one time it escalated to a point where his name was Steve, this little redheaded guy. He was a staff member. He was trying to hold me down on the ground, and I bit him in the leg because and so they were like, listen, you're either going to go to training school or you're going to go live in the woods at this place called Campy Hunty, it was known that the staff were molesting the kids there. And and they said your third option is you can go home to your father because you refuse to cooperate and talk in court or anything like that. Well, I'm gonna go home because those other two things sound horrible. And within a year of being home, like I wasn't an adult now, but I was like grown up a little bit. And he, my dad tried to fight me, and I'd won. I won the fight, and he never tried to fight me again, and that was good. So, I mean, yeah. So I've had to figure out. Even so, from there, he was a pretty disengaged parent as well, and so he thought he was not be. He lived my grandmother owned the building that we lived in, so he wasn't paying rent. And so my grandmother owned the building. He wasn't paying rent, but I had a job where I was making like 180 to like $210 a week. And he was charging me $150 a week rent. I think that's pretty crazy to charge your 16-year-old kid like 85% of their paycheck to live in a house that you live in for free. Yeah. And then he faked disability to get government money. But yeah, that was he's a wild one. Yeah. And so I don't know. And he, he's he's supposedly dead now. I don't know. So I guess the yeah, so the craziest story that I would be comfortable telling. All right. I have some fun stories about the lengths I would go to acquire marijuana. Those are funny. This is I told the guy once, I said I'll let you kick me in the dick for a roach. Yeah, that's one. Um, we used to me and the homies used to collect change, literal change when Coinstar was a thing. We'd fucking lug like weight of change to the Coinstar. And in the state of Colorado, I just didn't have an ID. Like I had money and couldn't go in the stores because if you need an ID to go in the stores, so I'd ask someone, I'd be like, listen, if I give you the money, can you get me weed from inside there? And they would be like, no, that's illegal. But what I can do is just give you some weed. And that's really cool. So Colorado is like my favorite place so far that I've been. Um, it's, it's a lot of stuff to look back on. 39 years of being alive. So this whole year, I'm almost 40 years old. Is what is well if if we talk about mushroom trips, eating some mushrooms, a trip of taste. That is there's those there. I got a couple interesting stories there too. Oh, one time, one time I rode a bicycle 3 towns over to pick up a dime bag for me and like 3 other people to smoke. It was crazy. On a bike, yeah, on a bicycle. I rode like 3 towns over. This small network of people back then. Long time. Um, one time my buddy Joe stole a whole plant from his dad. His dad was growing Cali mist, and Joe stole a whole plant. We had to figure out how to dry it, smoke it without destroying it. Oh man, one time me and Tony got arrested in Massachusetts, and we had brownies in the oven still. We we had gone to the mall and forgot to turn the oven off with the brownies in it. That was the thing that happened. Uh, yeah, we for all these. I was a kid. I was like 15, 16 years old. Because when you get older, it's less crazy to you know more people. It gets less crazy to acquire. Well, and it's legal now. You can get for the most part. You can get weed anywhere legally in America. Some parts of Europe, I guess. I don't understand how they ever made it illegal, except for the excuse that it makes yeah. I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how these laws. I mean, I know how they were decided. They tell us. They tell us in school. They're like, these are how the laws are decided, and who decided them. They tell us all of that. No, weed's not. No. In some cases, the argument could be made that weed is good for you. I don't. I was talking about something. They say, "Hey, I'm sorry about your service." Um, fucking. But that's not. See, my dad was he faked disability. He pretended. He told me that too and everything. Yeah, he had his issues, but I I appreciate veterans in such a way that I'm sorry that you got tricked into thinking you were fighting for something that doesn't exist, man. The America that they tell us that we are supposed, the country that they say about it, the nation that our flag represents is supposed to be different from what I understand. Uh, like politicians calling people domestic terrorists for doing he did the whole Constitution. It's like he looked at the Constitution and said, I'm going to go do all of that right now. And they ended that person's life. And that's crazy to me. Like, it's like we live in bizarro world, because how is how is Donald Trump allowed, eh, and not, I don't understand how it's not treason. How is he not betraying the country? And everyone involved with him, they need to go through his Rolodex, through his entire contacts list, and just banish everyone. Banish them. See you later. Good luck doing that in fucking Venezuela that you love so much. Have fun. Crazy. Or Argentina, apparently. Like the other Nazis escaped too. But the truth is, yeah, that they didn't escape to Argentina, they escaped to America. The Operation Paperclip, they signed up in government programs, started doing science for us. That's the facts. They didn't go to Argentina. But I'm gonna call that. Thanks for joining me. Um, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. I love you. Bye. Happy birthday to me. Thanks for being here.